Hi, welcome to this new tutorial. Today I'm gonna show you how to set up Selenium using an unit test project in the Visual Studio. So last tutorial, I show you how to set up an unit, and today we're gonna go take a look how we can set up Selenium using a unit test project. Okay, so you're gonna need to open up your Visual Studio Express. In the last tutorial, I'll show you how to set up, and we're gonna need create new project. Okay, let's go ahead and go to File, New Project, and let me see. When you come to the templates, you have a Visual C#. Just click here, and the last time we did choose the class C# class library. This time we're going to go to the test, and you have right here unit test project. So let's call our test project, let's say we're going to do like a Google search. Let's call Google and click OK, and it's going to create for us a unit test project. There you go. And we have right here one unit test already created. Let's rename that. Let's say TC, let's call search. Okay, and it's gonna ask me, do you want to rename? Yes, we want to rename the class. You see right here, TC search. And if you remember last tutorial, we need to bring our Selenium WebDriver in the references. So what we're gonna do, right click on the references and click Manage NuGet Package. You can do right click from your project or from even the solution. Let's see, go ahead, Manage NuGet Package for solution, okay? And from online, we're gonna search Selenium. Okay, and we're gonna need you need these two files. First, Selenium WebDriver. In this project, we're not gonna go deep into, so but in the future, you're gonna need the support classes. So we're just gonna install that too. Okay, so both of the files is installed. So click close. If you come to a reference, you see right here WebDriver and a WebDriver support class. Okay, so let's call Selenium and WebDriver using openqa.selenium, and we're gonna need browser. We're gonna use Firefox. openqa.selenium.firefox. Okay, and all right, and let's from the test method, this is what we gonna rename. Let's say Google search. Okay, and from here let's call our iWebDriver, and we're gonna call a driver. If you remember, we call it a driver. You can name this anything you like. Let's say you want to call like D, or you want to say like my driver. Okay, so here we're gonna need the Firefox driver. So we're gonna call my D equals new Firefox driver. Okay, perfect. Close. There you go. And we're gonna use my D. Now we need to go to, let's say, google.com. So we're gonna use my D dot, if you remember, we need to call navigate, and we need to go to URL, and we're gonna need HTTP, let's see, google.com. All right, perfect. So last thing we're gonna need is we need to close the browser of MyD. Okay, and we can call quit and close. Perfect. Let's save this test. Okay. All right. So the next thing is you're gonna need. I just closed that test window, so we're gonna need that test explorer window. So you're gonna go to test, go to window to reopen, and click that test explorer right here. Okay, and we need to build the solution, so you need to right click, build solution, and the shortcut is F7. All right, so if you can see, build succeed, and take a look at here, and all the tests, it will show up right here. Look, see that the Google test 1. So let's say you can have like 10, 20, 100 test cases here, and you can run it all at the same time. Sometimes you're gonna need just to run the fail test, or just not run test or pass test, so you can choose whatever test you want to do. So let's create a couple more tests right here. So what I'm gonna do, make it quick, I'm gonna copy this test method. So that's your you're gonna call every time you need the test method. So we're gonna copy paste. Let's make it like, and let's rename this. Let's say this is number 2, 3, the last one we're gonna call 4. Okay, so all I did is I copied the whole test method right here, and I just copy and paste, and so you can create as many test cases you wanted in this file. Just click save and right click on your solution and rebuild, or you can clean and build again, or you can just rebuild the solution. And if you take a look right now, it's gonna, okay, we have an error here. So if you see this and you have something wrong in your code, so you can double click, it's gonna take to the what was wrong with your code. So if you see, we did reuse that one twice, so instead of 3 we have to use 4, right? Click save. All right, so if you see still right here, you just call rename to 4. Perfect. Click save, rebuild. All right, there you go. So you got number 1, 2, 3, 4 test cases. Okay, let's call this one 1 and click rename it, save. That way we'll be consistent. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so right now I all need to run, just you can just click and select how many tests you want to run, and you can right click, run selected test. Okay, or you can create playlist. Let's say you have like 10, 20 test cases, and you want to create like, let's say 1 and 2 in one playlist. What you're gonna need to do is click and right click, and you can add to playlist. You're just gonna new playlist. It's gonna save let's say to your project, let's say playlist 1. Okay, save, and the next one is 2, so let's create another playlist, and we're gonna call that PL2. Okay, so that's it. So now when you open your project, you can come here. When you select P1, it's gonna open up that Google 1 and 2, and you can select, or you can select all the tests. So, and that way you can organize your test cases and how many you want. Let's run 1. So what we're gonna do, just click 1, right click, run selected test. And if you see, it was just basic test. What we did is we're gonna call Firefox driver, and we're gonna go to the Google, and we're gonna close the browser. Okay, and there you go. We got the Firefox browser fired up. We're going to Google, and we close. Perfect. And you see that green like checkbox, so that means everything will fine. So now, and let's click, let's make let's create something here, so it's not gonna work. Let's come here. Let's do one more thing here. Let's say when we go to the Google on the second search, let's MyD, find elements. We're gonna type to search box something. So let's create one test here. Let me open up Google. So if you remember last tutorial, I'll show you how to grab the elements ID, and we're gonna right click, inspect elements, and there you go. The ID is LST/IB. This is what we're gonna use. So we're gonna find the element, right? And if you want to use if you can use my ID, and if you want to use XPath instead of using ID, I'll show you next tutorial. There's not only one way to find the element. You can use many ways, like by ID, by by XPath, by CSS, and there's many ways. We're gonna go through all of them for future tutorials. Okay, for now we're gonna use by and ID and what we're gonna do is we're gonna send keys, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna type what we want to send. Okay, look at we're gonna MyD, we're calling the driver, so find element by ID, and we're gonna need to put this ID LST/IB. Okay, and we're gonna search, let's say Selenium. Okay, perfect. Save. Now we're gonna run this test. So what we're gonna do is right click that second test, run selected test. So what I want to do, I want to create some failing tests. So on this test, it should work because we got the ID, we got sending the keys, but we're not searching, we're not clicking yet. So we just want to see it's gonna type that to search box. There you go, Selenium. Perfect, it passed. So now on another test, we're gonna copy this code right here. Same thing. We're gonna open up Google, and instead of ID, let's say something different ID. Okay, so what's gonna happen, it has to fail. So let's give a shot. Run selected test. So we running this Google search 3 at the moment. So what I did is I just put extra B right here, so it's gonna look for that ID element, and if it cannot find, it's gonna fail the test. Okay, good. It's looking, and cannot find, and I can already see right here test failed. So what we're gonna do, come here, you see that red X, so that means it's failed, and we're gonna need to know why it failed. So if you read this, it's saying that the method ID, so like ID is not so unable to locate that element. So perfect. So if even you come here, if you have long code, you the last you can click and it's gonna point it right here. So where is the problem is. So we know that was the problem. That's what we expected. So let's delete that, click save. Perfect. So we saw some tests fail, some tests it's passed. So this is how we're gonna organize our test in the test explorer, and we're gonna create more tests, and we're gonna work on more projects in the future tutorials. And thank you all for watching, and I want you uh, go ahead and just practice what we did today. It's just the basics. Right now we need to build our fundamentals. So when you get used to how to create, simple tests, so then on next classes, next tutorials, we're gonna learn more how to look for the element, how to look for different more advanced topics. All right, thank you again, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.